I cannot believe that we have new Linkin Park. Apparently this is a song that was written over a decade ago. It was never released, but now it is finally seeing the light of day. And I cannot be more excited to share this moment with you, to dive into it for the first time ever. Let's make some history. This is Linkin Park and Lost. One. Nice. Oh. Wow, so much happening in such a condensed amount of time. But first and foremost, hello Linkin Park. How you doing with the anime? I love the way that this is drawn and the setups. And like some of these images, like right there I was thinking like Van Gogh Starry Night. Like there's just these like abstract moments of artistic beauty, but also like some really cool anime effects going on as well. And what was that white dog? What did that represent? Or a white wolf or something? I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens with these visuals because there's like more levels and layers going on there. And then Linkin Park. I can't say enough about how ahead of their time they were. In terms of, we've talked about like sort of the hip-hop blends, but it's more about like the DJing, the turntablism from hip-hop that Mike Shinoda brings to the table, you know, and you combine that with some of like the modern advancements of music engineering with like the synth sounds and the way that he uses it and the break beats and the drum machines and all of that. And then that gets blended with the natural elements of instrumentation, right? The electric guitars, the natural percussion, the natural drum kits and lines. And you just kind of bring those two worlds together. And it's just such a beautiful synergy. And it just rocks out and is adrenaline pumping, man. Linkin Park, I love it. Incredible. Those shots, man, I just love them. So vibrant, so artistic and colorful.
Just a scar somewhere
wow.
Down inside of me. Something I cannot repair, even though it will always be. I pretend it isn't there.
And then right there, you just hear that record scratch. And Mike Shinoda, this is how I feel, just drops in with that lower tone. But I don't think enough can be said about Chester. And every time that I hear him sing, it's just so haunting, especially when he has lyricism like this. Because you talk about a scar deep inside, right? And you can't really reach it. You can't necessarily define it, yet you know it's there. And you can't fix it. You can't repair it. And we all know the mental demons that unfortunately Chester went through himself, and ultimately that struggle that he lost. And it hits on such a different level and a different note now when you look at the lyricism, what he was saying, because it's almost like, yeah, the man's crying out for help. Like he's really pouring his heart and his soul out and his mind out for us all, and hopefully to let us know, you know, you're not the only one who goes through it. You're not alone. Oh, man.
I pretend it isn't there. Trapped in yesterday, where the pain is all I know.
Wow.
And I'll never break away, 'cause when I'm alone, I'm lost in these memories.
Wow. Hang on. I'm lost in these memories. I'm trapped in yesterday. And we've talked about this. You know, it's so hard sometimes because we're all human. We're going to make mistakes at some point in our lives. We're going to have things that we regret. But what can paralyze all of us is constantly looking backwards and reflecting on that and getting lost and kind of trapped in those memories. And the problem is that if you look back too much, you can't focus on the path ahead. You get lost in the past that you forget to live in the present. Because you keep turning and overthinking and going over and over about your mistakes and wishing you could change it and kind of punishing yourself till eventually your reality is shifted because you're no longer living in the present. You're a prisoner of your past. And the way that he's reflecting this through the memory and being trapped in memory, man.
Lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion.
living in my own illusion, because now I've totally bent where my perceptions are. And again, because I'm still stuck on this road, and it doesn't allow me to be here in this place and time and space mentally. I mean, I love the lyricism to this, and not enough can be spoken for his just range. He starts off this song just so beautiful, such a purity of voice and soul, and it's just like in a completely different range and register. And then all of a sudden the electric guitars kick in and everything just hits so much heavier and harder. And he just has that power in his voice and that emotion to then just push it to a whole new level and a whole new range. And what a talented man.
But I'm tired. I will always be afraid of the damage I've received. Broken promises they made, and how blindly I believed. I will never break away, 'cause when I'm alone, I'm lost in
Wow.
these memories.
And I kind of like, we talked about sort of the abstract nature of some of these scenes. And to me, that contributes to the lyricism. Like when he's like falling there and it's like this sea of shattered color. And to me, that's like shattering and contributing to the illusions that he's talking about, and kind of being a prisoner of his own mind and a prisoner of his own memories, and sort of abstract in that reflection of it. Very, very cool choice with the visuals lining up with this. And again, like, look at that, man. I mean, it's just works of art that we're witnessing.
I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion. Lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion.
Wow. And yeah, I know we pause a lot on this channel. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But even there, like huddled up, the way that he was falling, that person was falling, like grabbing your knees, almost having like a panic attack, an anxiety attack. Because he didn't like just like fall and like hands in the air kind of flailing. I think that was very important too, to show that kind of emotional duress and distress going on. Oh.
Try to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I try to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I try to keep this pain inside, but I will
Wow.
never be alright.
There was that white wolf again.
Try to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion. Lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion.
Man. How is that only now getting released? I mean, what a rush of a ride. And you just get so attached to that roller coaster of emotion and his charisma with his voice and the way that he engages you on the track. And like I said, I think the visuals were a beautiful blend of artistry, which really did the song justice. And even that little rhythm towards the end, kind of a rapper rhythm as he was singing, the way we came out of that bridge and then back into that hook was shattering, man. And listen, if you're going through it, just please know that, you know, life does suck. Life will kick you when you're down, but don't stop moving forward. Don't stop taking those steps every day. And sometimes it might feel like you take 6 steps back in order to take 1 forward, but just don't stop moving. Don't stop the momentum, because eventually, day by slow, grueling day, they do add up. And when you do finally look back, you'll realize how far you can truly go. And you are not in this world alone, and there is help if you need it. Rest in peace, Chester. Linkin Park, You were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen here at the end. Obviously enjoying the content. Do me a huge favor, guys. Support the channel directly. I can't say it enough. Subscribe, notifications on. It goes a hell of a long way. Stay safe. Stay positive. Take care of yourselves. All right, I'll catch you again.